Hi, everyone, and welcome to another seminar here at Choices Markets on our YouTube channel. I'm Darcy Furness, the nutritionist here in the South Surrey location, and I'm happy to say that we're pretty much back to full swing with our nutrition services. If you'd like to take advantage of these free offerings, reach out to your local Choices Markets, and they'll put you in touch with the nutritionist in that location. And to keep in touch with everything healthy, check out our website at www.choicesmarkets.com. Consider signing up for our newsletter, and that way you get the flyers and the newsletter in your mailbox. And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. So for those of you that have heard this over and over again, sorry, it gets a bit repetitive, but at about 8:30 tonight, we're going to send you an email. And in it, we're going to ask you to give us your mailing address. And we're going to send you one of these nifty little nutrition coupons, and you can use that for anything in the store. It's $10 off a $50 purchase. And also know that the entire ACURE product line is on sale 20% off until the end of this month. So you can certainly take advantage of that as well. And now that we're listening to the YouTube, we have YouTube channel going, you can come back and watch this presentation again, which is great. If you have questions tonight, we're going to ask you to use the chat function. And to do that, you'll need to have signed into your own YouTube account. So if you haven't got your own YouTube account, no worries. I will put Tammy's email up in the chat, and you can always reach out to her if you have any questions that were not asked and are still you're still wondering about. Okay, we're going to go for about an hour tonight, and I'm going to pop out, and then Tammy will do her presentation, then I'll pop back in, and I'll be handling the questions, feeding the questions to her. So Tammy Ball is a licensed esthetician and aesthetics educator with, interestingly, a degree in interior design. But she made the decision to shift her focus to inspiring beauty and wellness in others. And with that goal in mind, she joined the ACURE team in 2012 as a regional trainer, focusing on the importance of choosing clean personal care products without traces of toxic chemicals. So she's been there for quite a while, is now the senior educator, and she really enjoys the opportunity to share the ACURE mission and her knowledge of skin as an organ. And I think it is our largest organ, but she'll tell us more about that, and just how the ACURE ingredients really support our healthy skin. So please join me in welcoming Tammy.
Oh, thank you so much, Darcy. And thank you to Choices Markets for inviting us to participate in the consumer event this evening. Super excited to be here. And so thanks for thinking of us and including us in your event. And tonight our topic is spring skincare solutions. So we're going to go through the overview of ACURE. So to introduce you to our brand, if you've never used our line before, not to worry. And then also going through 5 different steps to ensure healthy skin this spring and summer of 2022. I'm super excited for these seasons this year. World's kind of back to some normalcy, so that's a good thing. And then I'm going to introduce you to 3 of our skincare collections tonight. So not too many, just to keep it a little bit more simplistic and be within our timing. And then the demonstration that I'll do this evening will offer different product pieces within those different collections. So, and I'll just kind of talk about talk points as we're moving through once I start applying product to my own skin. So, and then I do have slides here to follow. So this hopefully will be a good backdrop just in case there's information that maybe you feel like you're missing. I know it's a lot sometimes when we're trying to remember different steps and go through skincare regimens. So with our overview, so this slide is going to share with you just kind of points of difference as far as how ACURE is put together. So we're skin and hair wellness enthusiasts. We believe in the power of purity with our brand. We do source high quality ingredients for food and plant-based. So healthy nutrients and ingredients for skin, hair, and body care. We have solutions in all 3 categories. And then thoughtful ingenuity ties into our clinical testing, also our formulation, how we actually combine ingredients to work together. We now kind of moving forward. I think sustainability has always been a focus for us, and obviously being a clean beauty brand, but even more so now at the forefront. So when you think of clean beauty, also clean clinical active. So we definitely want to have great ingredients that are superior with performance and that really help to achieve results in your skin, hair, and body. So sourcing high quality ingredients, we're free and clear of parabens. No use of sulfates as lathering agents. Everything doesn't strip the pH of your skin with our cleansers and our shampoos as an example. No use of formaldehyde, paraffin, no mineral oil, and then no animal testing. We are cruelty-free, certified cruelty-free through Leaping Bunny, and we're 100% vegan as a brand. And then our mission at ACURE is to take skin and hair from blah to brilliant by boosting their performance with powerful combinations of amazing ingredients. So welcome to Skin Wellness, and this is the section where we're going to get into our 5 steps for healthy skin for spring and summer this year. So we know that seasons change. I live in Chicago, actually in New York right now, and then I know you're in Vancouver, and I love Vancouver. It's one of my favorite cities, and I miss it very, very much. And I'm really excited to get back at some point. So I know your type of weather that you have there, and I know winter changing into spring and summer. So we just, not that we have to change our whole regimen, but we maybe want to tweak a few steps in our regimen. So kind of having a basic regimen, and then maybe switching out our weekly treatments such as exfoliants or exfoliators, and then maybe also doing the same with some serums and moisturizers. So I'll explain a little further once I start to demonstrate product on my own skin. So 5 steps that we can take a look at individually for healthy skin for spring and summer. So number 1, exfoliate face and body. So we definitely want to talk about exfoliation tonight. Number 2 would be protecting your skin with the right sunscreen. So we'll certainly talk about that. Number 3, increase your water intakes. I have a formula, and maybe you already know that formula, but there's an easy formula that you can use so that you can actually calculate how many glasses of water that you need to drink daily. I think our 70% of our population, I know in the US, is chronically dehydrated. So I'd say that's maybe the same in Canada. And then keeping our skin hydrated. So I just want to share an application of a couple different products that can keep your skin hydrated and supple. And then 5th, don't forget your feet. So we don't have a lot of products that target feet. However, we do have one of our mechanical scrubs that I'll speak to today. So let's get into our first step, which is exfoliate face and body. So we have 2 different types. So if you're new to exfoliation, maybe you haven't used a mechanical exfoliant or a chemical exfoliant, the purpose of exfoliation is to really help with the skin cells shedding off of the surface of your skin. We have a natural shedding cycle with our skin as our largest organ of our body. It's called desquamation. And in our youth, so when we're like infants, our skin cells are shedding between like 0 to 14 days. So really, really fast. Makes a lot of sense because you see a lot of hyaluronic acid in a baby's skin. Their skeleton has to stretch, and the skin pretty much is smooth and it has no lines or wrinkles at all, and just tons of hyaluronic acid. So those cells are cycling through pretty quickly. And then if we go on the other end of the spectrum, like my grandmother is 91. And so her skin cells actually may be taking like 90 days to actually get to the surface of the skin, and then somewhere in between for everyone. So the exfoliation step, we don't want to do it too much. And it's also a step that's really going to help with the absorption of your serums and your moisturizers. And then also something that you would do is a weekly treatment. So we want to rotate this maybe 2 to 3 times per week. And we have the 2 examples. So mechanical would be something with more of a particle. So kind of like how it sounds, it's something that you would actually move or glide over the surface of your skin. So it'd be gritty particles. This also can include exfoliating mitts, dry brushes, loofahs, and pumice stones. So you have different tools that you can use. We do have different scrubs that I'm going to share with you tonight within the ACURE brand that would be in the mechanical category as a weekly treatment. And then chemical or biochemical would be using acids such as alpha and beta hydroxy acids, and in addition to retinoids, and these help to remove dead skin cells as well. These actually work more by dissolving action though, versus a mechanical particle kind of going over the surface of your skin. And so they're going to be dissolving, and they really help to kind of slough off the dead skin cells that are attached to the surface of the skin, allowing them to shed naturally. So as an esthetician, I like to recommend a blend of both. I think both can be very beneficial. Also probably depends on skin type. So that'll kind of come into play when we get into our different collections. So ACURE exfoliator. So these are some of the solutions that we can offer that Choices Markets carries. So if you're, again, shopping for product this evening, or maybe something kind of jumps out at you, you certainly can find these at their stores. So for face, we have 2 different solutions. We have our brightening facial scrub. This is French green clay, sea kelp dehydrated lemon peel, and then a finely ground walnut shell flower powder. So it's kind of a rounded particle, and it really helps to glide over the surface of the skin with little to no pressure. It's also focusing on skin refinement, smoothing, and then hyperpigmentation. So this is actually going to be a great weekly treatment for maybe sunspots or any darker spot or areas on the skin or uneven skin tone throughout. The Radically Rejuvenating Facial Scrub, which is in our purple collection. All of our collections, by the way, are color coded, so it's a little easier to remember which collection is focusing on which skin type, which again, I'll explain a little bit in a moment. So the Radically Rejuvenating Facial Scrub, this is a different clay. It's a Moroccan red clay. with black jojoba beads, lemon peel, and it's going to help with more pore size and appearance. So my skin type is combinations. I have more visible pore structure through the T-zone, which is pretty common, and then usually pretty dry through the cheek area, so not a lot of visibility there. So the brightening scrub is actually really good in this area for me, and then the radically rejuvenating more so in that area. So 2 solutions in face care. Brightening is also going to be good for all skin types as a collection. But again, this scrub is really targeting pigmentation and uneven skin tone. And then your radically rejuvenating is more age performance oriented, but this also can help with refining pore size and appearance. So if you're not using a mechanical product in your regimen, this might be something to entertain or add in, start to rotate 2 to 3 times per week. It also helps with coming out of the winter, transitioning into spring and summer if there's any dead surface built up and a need for exfoliation. And then for body, we have the brightening body scrub. So this is a little bit larger particle than our facial products because it has sea salt and then partnered with lemon peel and walnut shell powder. So then it's also in a kaolin clay base. So really great to use 2 to 3 times per week for body exfoliation. Our skin is more exposed to the sun, or maybe spending more time at the beach or outside, wearing different types of clothing. We're not covered up as much. So a body scrub can be really great as well for any kind of dryness or sloughing off, or helping to slough off dead surface cells on our skin, on our body. And then I want to share with you the textures of these. So I have a little bit of swatch, so hopefully you can kind of get an idea of what these look like. Sorry if you see my ring light there. So the one to my left, so your right, is going to be the brightening facial scrub. So it's kind of got this green, gritty texture to it. The one in the center is the radically rejuvenating. So it's going to be this product, the purple collection. So this is the Moroccan red clay with black jojoba beads. And then to my right, your left, this is the body scrub that has the kaolin clay and then sea salt. So you can kind of see how it's a little bit different texture than the facial care product. So again, just a swatch to share with you the different textures and types of ingredients that we're using. They're all rounded particles and all safe for application to skin and body. And then for chemical, so with Choices Markets, they carry the resurfacing collection. So this is the main cleanser in this collection. We are using unicorn root, which is hydrating, and then glycolic and lactic acids, which biochemically or chemically exfoliate your skin. They help again to break down dead surface cells and debris on the skin. So that cleanser you actually can use every day. So it wouldn't be a weekly treatment. And then maybe you rotate in a mechanical product 2 to 3 times per week. So again, maybe you want to switch up your cleanser if you've never used glycolic and lactic acid. I'm a big fan of these acids because they really help to refine. They also help to illuminate your skin. So this collection is all about skin illumination and radiance, which I think everyone probably wants that as a result in their collection or solutions that they're using. Cleanser is also hydrating as well, which is kind of the main, one of the main roles of your cleanser. And then these are the other 4 steps, and then we'll get into our collections and then I'll start to demonstrate product. So another step that we want to look at is SPF. So this is step 2. So we want to make sure that we're using at least a level of 30. That is a product that's non-nanoparticle. It's also a physical sunblock, like something like zinc oxide, and then it's reef safe. So if it comes off in the water in the ocean, that it's not harming the coral reefs. Number 3, we want to increase your water intake. So this is the formula that I mentioned that I would share. So you can take your body weight, divide it by 2, and then divide that by 8. So as an example, if you're 150 pounds, divide that by 2, it's 75. So this would give you the ounces. And then 75 divided by 8 will give you your glasses of water that technically you should have daily. So it would be roughly 9.375. So 9 3/8 glasses of water daily, probably a little bit more. So it's just an easy formula. I learned that as an esthetician in nutrition and aesthetic school. So it's always kind of stuck with me. And it's actually was putting it in for this presentation. So it reminded me like maybe I need to start doing that again for myself too. So if it's useful for you, please feel free to use that. And just sometimes as a helpful calculator for how much water we should be drinking. Number 4, keep your skin hydrated. So maybe a proper toner or facial mist. I know Choices Markets carries other brands that maybe have these types of products, or you also maybe have one that's a favorite of your own. And then proper serums and moisturizers, which we're going to certainly talk about tonight. And a toner or mist will help to keep your skin hydrated. Also helps with your serums and moisturizers absorbing better in your skin. And then certainly during the summer months, it's just a nice way. I always have it on hand just to kind of cool myself off. And then lastly, don't forget your feet. So our mechanical exfoliators are going to be great. I would definitely recommend the body scrub You can use this on your body, but certainly on your feet. So if there's any rough areas, like I know sometimes heels can have a little bit of dead surface built up. So this will really help to kind of refine and polish. And then an application of a lotion. So making sure that you're taking care of your feet. Also, our feet are usually more visible, just like the rest of our skin on our body in the summer months versus being in our boots and like everything covered up. So again, those are our 5 steps that we can look at rotating or adding in. And then now we're going to get into our collection. So introduce to you briefly each collection, and then I'm going to start to apply product. So brightening is our collection that's the most popular. It also is a great entry point into ACURE. So if you're new to using our brand, this is a great place to begin. Our top sellers live in this collection, like the brightening scrub that I shared with you earlier, that you can use 2 to 3 times per week. We also have a day and a night cream. So these are 2 of our top sellers for moisturizers. One has Cica and the other one has argan extract. So they work a little differently, one by day and one by night to protect your skin. We also have a glowing serum in this collection. These are all pictured there, by the way, as well. The glowing serum is a blend of oils, so you can use that on its own or add it into moisturizer by day or evening. So a lot of flexibility in our collections. Key ingredients in this collection would include vitamin C, ferulic acid, and other antioxidants that boost radiance. Again, this is formulated for all skin types, especially normal to combination, and really good for uneven skin tone and hyperpigmentation. Seriously Soothing is our solution for sensitive skin types. This is also a great place to begin if you haven't used ACURE, because it's got ingredients that really help to calm and soothe your skin. So if there's any question, if you feel like you might be more in the sensitive category or maybe a little bit more reactive to products, I know my skin tends to redden pretty easily. So I love the soothing line for that reason. Ingredients like peony and blue tansy are very calming and soothing, offering nourishing hydration. We want to hydrate and protect the skin type, and normal to dry skin types can use this collection. I mention it this evening because we do have a makeup remover in addition to a whole skincare regimen in this collection, and it's the Jelly Milk Makeup Remover. So this is a newer item that is more of a jelly milk texture. It's very gentle around the eye area, also on the face, and is excellent for removing makeup before cleansing. So that's a great product to add in if you're looking for a makeup remover. It also removes waterproof product. And then third is our Radically Rejuvenating collection. This is formulated for age performance, so combating fine lines and aging. We are using plant actives. This is where we would have ingredients like bakuchiol, which I'm going to demonstrate this evening, which is an alternative to retinol. Also peptides, and we also have a retinoid complex now in this collection that also helps to target fine lines and aging. So really supporting skin's building blocks and then fending off free radicals, offering intense hydration as well. I think all skin types need hydration and preventing moisture loss, and then just suitable for anti-aging and normal to dry skin types. So I'll be using a serum and a moisturizer that both have bakuchiol as the main ingredient this evening as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the demo, and I'm going to wet my skin. I have a little bit of makeup on, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-moisten my skin. So just making sure I have a wet surface before I apply my cleanser, and then I'll share talk points for the products that I'm using. So when you're cleansing your skin, as an esthetician, we would press water into the skin. So making sure that we are doing the face and neck, and then typically probably the décolleté as well if it was in terms of a facial. So you just want to make sure that you have a nice wet surface. I'm pretty warm right now just because I'm under a lot of lights. I feel like I'm on stage. So having a wet surface is really, really important. You also can use different oils if you want to use that. We call it a pre-cleanse. So if you're sensitive, let's say, you can always put water and then a layer of oil and then your cleanser. So I'm just going to go right in for the cleanser. I am using the cleansing gel in the brightening collection. So this is a pH acidic cleanser, and it's really formulated for all skin types. So perfect cleanser to start with. I love the result of this cleanser. And then I'm dispensing a small amount in the palm of my hand. I'm actually going to take my cleanser from my hand, and we're going to work upward to get under the vellus hairs. You want to work upwards because you can get dirt and debris trapped underneath the hairs on your skin. I'm just going to grab a little bit more from my neck. Don't forget your neck. You know, sometimes we treat from here to here, and we always want to make sure that we get product on the neck and also cleansing, but also making sure we're treating that area. Okay, and then my skin is, I can tell it's maybe a little dehydrated because I'm already starting to dry out. Now you'd probably be doing this in the shower, so you're going to have a lot more water contact. So I'm going to basically kind of make sure that I have a wet surface, and then I'm just going to start to move this around. And you want to work from the center out and making sure that you are covering the whole entire surface of your skin. I know I'm guilty of this when I'm tired. I might just kind of do this area, and you really need to come all the way out. And then back of the neck as well. Sometimes we treat and we stop here, and then we forget the back side of our neck. And then around the nose, kind of working just in circles. And then across the eyebrows, I do have a little bit of eyebrow pencil on this evening. I'll probably just use my washcloth to remove my lip color. In a facial, we would actually work from the outside corner in, and then same, so you're not smearing lip product on your skin. And then just kind of across the forehead. So I have a little bit of lather. I think you can see that on the camera. I think if I had, obviously in the shower, you're going to have a little bit more. So again, pH acidic cleanser, and really helping to remove dirt, debris, and makeup. So now I'm just going to use my washcloth to remove this. It actually feels really nice. This is a gentle cleanser, and it's not going to strip the pH. It also has a little bit more of a citrus aroma. It can be good for oily skin types too. So just because it's formulated for all skin types, I think sometimes an oilier skin type really likes a gel texture. And then sometimes you don't think of a drier skin type or even maybe a sensitive skin type using more of a gel product. But this product is not going to strip your skin because we don't use sulfates as lathering agents in our brand. So we're using a fermented sugar soap that is going to be more gentle and mild. So it's pH acidic, so it's perfect for the natural pH aroma of our skin, which is 4.5 to 6.2. Our products are 5.5. And then I am just going to take my lip color off. Okay, I think I got my cleanser off. It feels really nice on my skin. Good thing is about this is an evening regimen also, since our event is in the evening. So I thought I would choose products that would support an evening regimen. So I'm kind of glad because my skin will be all prepped and ready to go when I go to bed, which is awesome. So that's our cleanser. I am just going to blot my skin with a towel. And my skin feels nice and clean, but not tight. I am going to use an application of our brightening facial mist. This is just to demonstrate the toning step that I mentioned is one of our 5 steps to healthy or support healthy skin in spring and summer. So you want to spray that about 6 inches away from your skin and let that set. That really helps to reestablish pH, and then also is the perfect setup for applying your serum, which is going to come next. And this serum is the Radically Rejuvenating Dual Phase Serum. So I think if I put it there, you can kind of see. So we've got 2 different layers. We have a top layer and a base layer. The top layer is an antioxidant rich essence, and then a serum blend in the base. So we have blue and yellow. We're going to mix this together to create green. So this is telling it the ampule is ready to use. And then you have a dropper top, so it gives you a lot more control with how you're applying this. Again, now this product, different than the cleanser, we took that from our palm of our hand and we went upward just because we want the cleanser to be more active on our skin, on our face. With your serums and your moisturizers, it's okay to apply it to your palm and then emulsify it and then sweep it on and then do a press and roll technique because it's going to stay on your skin. So I'm going to start with a little bit on my neck first. I like to kind of maybe emulsify product with my fingers because I have more control. Kind of don't, like if you were to work with your palm, you don't have a lot of control there. So working with your fingers, that feels really nice. And then this is bakuchiol. So the next 2 products that I'm applying contain bakuchiol as a main ingredient. And this is a plant-based alternative to retinol. So when it comes to bakuchiol, all of ACURE is safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding. We do recommend doing a patch test if there's any kind of question. However, if you research bakuchiol, bakuchiol is going to be more hydrating than a retinol. It's also going to help with, it's not going to be drying. Retinols tend to be maybe a little bit more stripping and drying and causes skin to peel. And then it works really quickly when you apply this to the skin. So this is going to be our solution or one of our solutions for age performance. So really targeting fine lines and aging. So it's a great serum to add in the evening to support skin's repair process at night. And then also has eggplant and turmeric as additional ingredients partnered with bakuchiol. And so bakuchiol, again, is a plant-based alternative to retinol. And then our product that we would apply on top would be the overnight treatment. So it's going to be more of a moisturizer texture. I'll just dispense a small amount on the palm or my fingertips so you can kind of see the texture. So this is going to have more of a cream consistency to it. And then I'm just going to follow the same pattern. So I'm just going to go right on top of my serum, making sure that I have it blended in. And then the concentrations of these products are different. So you have the serum that I put on first is going to be a 0.5%. And then our overnight treatment is going to be a 2%. So, and bakuchiol has been shown to be more effective or most effective between a 0.5 and a 2%. So we have it in both products. And so just again, to share that, so you would partner these two together. So you're 0.5% in the serum and then you're 2% in the overnight treatment. My skin's feeling pretty good. I feel like I'm kind of a lot of product on, but it's going to disappear in a second. And then lastly, I want to put on the eye product. So we have different eye products within ACURE. I just chose brightening since we're kind of using the cleanser and the facial mist. And then this is also a good example with this regimen and how you can integrate collections together. So usually, I know people have more than one concern with their skin. So maybe brightening is your overall concern. You're using brightening, but then you want to add in some more sophisticated serums for anti-aging support, fine lines. So it's definitely kind of what I'm doing this evening. So I'm kind of mixing brightening with radically rejuvenating. The great thing about these two collections also is that they share some similar ingredients like vitamin C and ferulic acid. So those both can be brightening, but also anti-aging. And then they also have some special ingredients that are unique to each collection, like the bakuchiol and radically rejuvenating. So the eye gel, the eye contour gel that I'm applying, I'm going to put a little bit on my ring finger. And then like really not that much product at all. So I have it kind of on these two fingers. These are the least pressure of your digits. And then you want to apply it underneath and on top. And then working with circles around the eye area. And then just a little bit of massage really helps with moving any kind of lymphatic fluid. Your eye is like a hole or a socket, obviously. So depending on how you sleep, we have a tendency to have more puffiness. I always have issues with that because I do a lot of travel, starting to travel again, and just sleep, things like that, certain foods. So this massage technique will really help with just really light pressure, but kind of going above your eyebrow and then underneath the eye, all the way out to the edge. And then maybe doing a pause with some circles here. Doing massage is always great, obviously with your serums and your moisturizers as well. So don't be afraid to spend some time there. And then oftentimes, like I will use different tools. So I have the gua sha tool, which actually helps with using that in conjunction with serums, any kind of light therapy products, like wands, things like that, rollers. So those are all great. Also around the eye area too, if you have any kind of tools that work to apply coolness or cool temperature, even stones, you can do like a stone massage around the eye area to really help alleviate lymphatic fluid from pooling there. And then the natural process or way it drains is actually moves from the inner corner out, comes down to kind of the mid ear behind your ear, down your neck, around your clavicle, and then kind of into the underarm. So the manual lymph drainage technique would actually follow that kind of same patterning, and then kind of working, we call it with the end in mind. So actually, if you're doing the whole head, face, and neck, you'd start here and then kind of finish here versus going here to here, just to kind of clear the fluid. So just simply around the eye area, that's a simple pattern to come out, again, behind, down, and then moving it to the underarm area. All right, so I think I have all of the product on. So again, as a review, we went through our 5 steps. First would be your exfoliation step. So if you don't have something in your regimen, maybe being open to adding in a mechanical or a chemical exfoliant. And then we have our scrubs, and then also the cleanser and resurfacing as solutions for exfoliation. Also remember that helps shed your dead surface cells and speed up your desquamation cycle, which we need with aging skin and anti-aging. 2, protect your skin with SPFs, making sure that's a 30, making sure it's reef safe, non-nanoparticle, and also physical sunblock, so you have a physical shield on your skin. 3, increasing your water intake. So our little formula with body weight divided by 2, and then divide that by 8 to get your glasses, or 8-ounce glasses per day. Keeping your skin hydrated with some type of toner or facial mist if you have that. And that would be morning and evening, and then certainly throughout the day. And then lastly, don't forget your feet. So making sure that you have maybe using the body scrub if that's something that you're open to using. Certainly great for body and also feet in the summertime. And then a nice lotion that will help to retain moisture in that area. So I think I will close there, and thank you so much for your time and attention this evening. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Darcy. Thank you so much.
And here I am. Thank you, Tammy. That was great. I think that the exfoliation is so important, isn't it? When you look at little baby skin and it renews so quickly. I know exactly what you mean. And sometimes our moisturizer doesn't actually go in, and can that be a sign that maybe we have a little bit too much skin? That's time to desquamate, I think is the word you used.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Yeah, it's good. I'm just going to see if we have any questions here. Does anybody have anything they want to ask Tammy tonight? Let's just have a quick look here. And no, I think we're good there. I have one question.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I know we're talking about the bit of the evening regime tonight, but daytime, after you cleanse, would you recommend that you moisturize before you put your sunscreen on, or do a moisturizer, then wait and do a sunscreen? Do you have any comments on that as we're heading into what we hope is summer?
Yeah, absolutely. And I did pull some other products just in the event that we had time to talk about them, because I didn't really do the day regimen. So thank you for asking that. So to answer your question, I would say a couple things. So it's always best to use an SPF separately if you can, because I know a lot of times we want to combine 2 steps in one. I have a moisturizer with an SPF. That's also great. Just kind of depends on your preference. But if you use an SPF on top of a moisturizer, so I think you mentioned using a moisturizer and waiting, then you're going to get the best result, because you'll get the most efficacy of the SPF as a separate layer on top. I find with SPFs and moisturizers, while it's 2 steps in one, sometimes there's a dilution point. And then, your SPF, I think there's only the SPF 30 and an SPF 15. There's only like I think a 3% differential. Like it's 95% or 97%. And then like, it's not that much of a difference, but it's a 15-point jump. So the SPF factor, I think, is a little bit skewed sometimes. So that's why we recommend at least a 30. But I would say if you're doing a moisturizer, wait to let that absorb a little bit and then kind of work with your SPF on top. Okay. Or if you're doing your moisturizer with SPF, then it's probably going to follow your serum, and then kind of working with that too. I think we do have 2 in the US. I don't think they're approved in Canada because they're a drug fact panel. They're just how the product's put together, but we do recommend working with it. I think it says 15 minutes liberally before stepping into the sun or sun exposure. So it's kind of a product that you want to press into the skin. So that's a great question, to making sure that you're fully distributed throughout your face and then fully protected with that.
Sort of order of operations. That's great. And just another question, I'm curious about too. How often do you think you should use an exfoliant?
So if it's mechanical, I would say 2 to 3 times per week. We want to be careful with moving mechanical particles on the surface of our skin. And actually with these 2 that I mentioned this evening, these would be with little to no pressure. So definitely, in using it either throughout the face or in certain areas. And 2 to 3 times per week would be sufficient. So just a product that is a weekly treatment that will really help to overall improve your results with your serums and your moisturizers. So like you were saying, if there's dead skin in the way, when I was training as an esthetician, the analogy is kind of extreme, but you kind of think of like if you had a table or like a piece of furniture that you were going to paint, you would sand it down first, probably prep it, prime it, and then apply the paint. So versus just putting a layer of paint on top of it, which you'd probably run more risk of peeling. So that's kind of an extreme analogy, but it makes sense. You want to kind of sweep away those dead surface cells so that you kind of have a clean palette for the serums and the moisturizers to actually work better. So over time, you should get a better result if you're using mechanical exfoliant 2 to 3 times per week. Chemical, depending on the type of chemical and then the concentration. Ours is 1% in the cleanser. that I shared of glycolic, and then a less than 1% for lactic acid. I love this cleanser. However, if you maybe want to change things up, especially this time of year, because it does biochemically break down dead surface cells, and it's in your cleanser. So it's not on your skin, remaining on your skin, but it's really helping to set the tone for hydration, but then kind of starting that process of shedding those cells. So it's a great product to add into biochemically.
That looks great. And I guess another question that's just popping to my mind, nobody else is asking anything just yet. So I'm just curious about if somebody is sort of prone to acne or breakouts, which line would you recommend?
So I think when I looked at the approved product list for Choices Markets, you do have the mattifying moisturizer, Incredibly Clear. That's the blue collection.
Yeah.
So that would be a solution for oily skin and acne. So I definitely recommend that product. It
Perfect.
does have lilac extract for hydration,
Okay.
and it's also antimicrobial. So that would be great.
Okay.
And then maybe you
Oh,
could do
sorry,
the
what color is that one?
blue. It's lighter blue.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit lighter than the one behind me there.
Okay, that's perfect. I know the packaging is beautiful too. It's so colorful. I have some in my shower. I have the yellow and the pink, and it's really beautiful. You don't miss it, right? It's always a nice little bonus. So
Yeah,
there you go.
it's nice to be color coded. I feel like
Yeah,
it really
for
helps.
sure.
Yeah.
We're getting lots of people saying thank you very much for your time tonight, and thanks
Oh,
for a
you're
great
welcome.
presentation. And thank you, a lovely clean product line, great info. And hi, Tammy, nice to see you from a couple people as well. So that's great.
Oh, hi. Awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. So thank you all very much for watching tonight, and you'll get the survey email probably by 8:30. And please, if you get a chance, pop into Choices Markets and come and take a look at the beautiful ACURE line that we have. So thank you very much, Tammy. We really appreciate your time tonight. So I
No,
hope to
thank you
see
so
you.
much. And again,
Come back to Vancouver soon.
oh, I'd love to. And thank you again for inviting ACURE to be a part of your event. So we
Yes.
appreciate it. And thank you so much and hope to see you soon.